In the top focus, in the Nithari killing case, the Ghaziabad CBI court has now awarded death penalty to Koli and Pandher in the Anjali rape and murder case. This is of course pertaining to one specific victim here, and this is the 9th conviction that has come in the Nithari murders case. These are the latest updates coming in. Death sentence yet again here that has come in for the two accused here, both Koli as well as Pandher, and this is in connection with the Anjali rape and murder case. It's important to remember, while this case involved multiple killings and skeletons being stashed away in the nearby drain next to the house, this is the 9th conviction here that has now come in the Nithari murders. This is a significant development here on this case, on the horrifying Nithari murder cases. Particularly this victim, if we get you more details on this victim, who was a 25-year-old housemaid, Anjali, who had gone missing. We have with us our correspondent Anisha getting us further inputs here with these developments. Anisha, please go ahead.
This is the 9th case out of the 2006 Nithari murder cases, and this is the 9th time that Surinder Singh Koli has been sentenced to death, and the 3rd time that Maninder Singh Pandher has also been given the death penalty. In fact, the special CBI court at Ghaziabad has observed in its judgment that the circumstances of the case are such that it stirs the soul, and the any leniency in this kind of cases will send the absolutely wrong message to the people of the country. Therefore, death penalty was the only option in this case. Now, we need to remember that there were more than 19 indications of that more than 19 victims may have been there in the Nithari murders. This is only the 9th case. 7 more cases are still pending before the CBI special court. This case, this particular case, related to a young woman, a young housemaid who had been working there and had gone missing almost for several months before any remains had been found. So you need to also remember the kind of severity and the sheer brutality that was involved in these cases, because pieces of bones and pieces of bodies have only ever been found. The entire bodies have never been found in this particular case. And this is now the 9th time that Surinder Singh Koli has been sentenced to death, and Maninder Singh Pandher has been sentenced to death for the 3rd time in these cases. And for more cases remain yet to be completed. The trial and 7 more cases yet to be completed. Back to you.
That's right, Anisha, and what you've been explaining in this horrifying case here that came to light in the year 2007 onwards here, which of course left each one of us in shock. The brutality that was shown in this particular case, for which the sentencing has just come in, that regarding the 25-year-old housemaid Anjali. What's the court to say as far as observations made in this particular case? This the same kind of treatment that was meted out to this victim as were to the others?
Well, see, the detailed judgment is expected to be released by today evening. So we don't know what the exact observations and the exact evidence that had been brought before the court in this particular case was. But as I have said, there are more than 19 victims, and this young lady who was a housemaid, 25-year-old Anjali, who had also gone missing for almost for several weeks before the remains had been found by certain persons. Now, we need to remember that 19 plus people had gone missing. Evidence indicates that there may have been more than 19 victims. 16 separate cases have been filed in this case, and this particular case is also one of the first cases that had been traced by the CBI since this girl had been reported missing. There were other cases where the victims may or may not have been reported missing, but it was found that remains had been found, and therefore children of the area which had gone missing were traced and were linked to this particular case.
Yes, there were several children's skeletal remains that were found as well. This, of course, is an adult that we're talking about. But irrespective, Anisha, one thing's for sure, each of these cases regarding the Nithari killings, as you said, about 16 to 19 cases here within the Nithari case. Each of these are being treated as the rarest of rare, given that in one case after another, in total of 9 that have been put under trial, there have been convictions here in the form of death penalty.
Yes, the brutality of this case is borne out by the fact that at least 15 to 17 victims are there. Indications initially were that more than 30 children may have gone missing of the area, and the police had found remains of 15 to 17 skeletons. And we must also remember that full skeletons, the full bodies, have never yet been found. Pieces were found from a water tank near this particular house in Nithari. There were remains that were found even in the sewage pipes that were nearby. So the particular brutality of this case is something that makes it rarest of the rare case. The court has consistently over the last 8 convictions and this 9th conviction that has happened this time has held that the entire incident is extremely shocking. It stirs the soul, it stirs the conscience, and it is not something that they can be allowed to get away with, because the kind of brutality, the kind of case that is emerging out of this thing, that there are so many children.
And this conviction today once again indicates that this has been dealt with in a rarest of rare manner, the kind of unheard brutality that has been seen in India. Anisha, many thanks for getting us those inputs there. We'll have to leave it at that.